Hey guys, so today I'm going to do a book talk on Cress by Marissa Meyer. So Cress is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles. If you don't know, the Lunar Chronicles are a series of fairy tale retellings that kind of all play in together. It's a really good series, so if you haven't read it, you should do that. You should check it out. And if you have read Cinder and Scarlet, then check out my book talk for those here. So in this one, Cress is a Rapunzel retelling, with Cress being her, and she's a hacker who is the main character in this one. Like I said before, you should read this if you have not. So if you haven't read this, if you haven't read Cress, then go read it, and we can come back and talk about it. If you haven't read any of them, go read all of them. Okay, so if you haven't read it, bye for now. You can come back. You should come back after you read it, so you can talk about it with me. So bye, people that haven't read Cress. Okay, so when they first meet at the beginning, when it's talking about her and her satellite, and she has like a fascination. She's like a hacker, and so it says that she's the one who makes all of the ships like not be able to be seen. And then she's stuck on a satellite, and Sybil comes to draw blood from her and everything, and like bring her food over so often. So Cinder on the ship is practicing with Thorn, like trying to use her glamour so she could win the fight. And then they call Cress again, and they're like talking. It's like, man, if only we could save you, but it's too risky to go on Luna. And she's like, I'm not on Luna. And she's like, oh. So then they go to help her, and Sybil comes unexpectedly on that day and figures that out. And so she makes a trick, and she ties her up in her bathroom. And then Thorn comes down to go get her and sees that she glamored herself and she was sitting on the bed. And then he figures out it's not her. So he gets tied up too, and then the satellite crashes down, and Sybil and her pilot, Jason, flown on the pod ship to the Rampion, their ship. And then they have a battle, and he like turns his gun on her and is like, sorry, she's trying to glamour me. And then at the end of it, she ends up taking Scarlet with her, and she has to fly her back to the planet. So Scarlet is now on Luna, which is really scary because Luna is a terrifying planet. I wouldn't want to be on there. And then they have Jason, who is the new pilot. And when the satellite crashes, it crashes in the Sahara Desert, and Thorn goes blind because something had hit his head. And so he now is blind, and Cress has to help him see everything. She's just seeing for the first time, so she's like has to describe all the stuff to her, and she's completely amazed at how beautiful Earth is, even when they're in the desert. And so they have to make the long trek across the desert. And eventually they come upon the traveling people who take them with them. And since Cress got sick, she doesn't have any shoes, so she got like an infection, and she had like a fever, and she told Thorn that she loved him. And so he's like, okay, I think that's just a fever talking. And so they go and get to the next town, and Cress, they go with him, and they travel to the next trading town. And then Cinder and Wolf and Jason had gone to Africa, to where the Dr. Erland had told them to meet him. When they get there, he's like, took you long enough. So they're in that town, and all the people had come, like a bunch of people in that town are Lunars. So they had been like really willing to help her, and like giving her a bunch of stuff, and he was trying to help. And so they brought Wolf to the doctor, and he was stitching up because he had been attacked, and so they had stitched him up and everything. And when he woke up, he was like, where's Scarlet? And Cinder tells him what happened, and he like freaks out, and he like rips his stitches. So they're just like, we should probably, so they make him go back to sleep, and like, we should probably keep him sedated from now on so he doesn't hurt himself. which he's apparently really liked well. And then in the town, Cress gets taken by one of the traveling people who had taken her to the town that Cinder was actually at, which I was like, and then Cress and Thorn had got off them, and so they were all gone together. And before that, I knew that Dr. Erland is Cress's dad, so I figured that out. I figured that out. I was like, oh, I really hope they meet, and so she can see her dad again, because he's obviously really sad that he lost his daughter, and she obviously had never met her parents since she was, I think, like a month or something like that, no, 3 months, when she had been given away to Sybil. And so then they all end up getting back together eventually, and at that point I was like, wow, sometimes things just actually work well. But then it turns out they go out and they go out of the hotel that they were at, and they're completely surrounded by the military, like Kai's military. So they managed to get on the ship, managed to escape that and get on the ship, and then they're flying around with all of them. And they made a plan to go kidnap Kai to stop the wedding, because he's all like planning the wedding, and he's not even half-heartedly doing it. He's barely paying attention really to the wedding plans, and he's like, whatever Lavanna wants. Because, you know, he obviously is like, oh, I don't care, I just need the antidote, and so this will be over, and she'll stop making the war happen, and I can save my people. And so they crash the wedding, and they kidnap him, which is awesome, because I was really wanting Kai back in the book, because I really like Kai. And then Kai and Cinder have a really awesome moment closer to the end, which I really love, because it's so cute, and she's just like, he wants to find Princess Selene, and she's like, we found her. And I was like, oh my gosh, he obviously isn't getting it. He's like, just tell him that you're Princess Selene. And then eventually she finally tells him, and he's like, whoa. He's like, you? Like, yep. And then they kiss, and he's so sweet, and he's like, how do we do this? And I was like, yay, because Kai's awesome. I love the romance thing. And then Cress and Thorn's, when they were talking together, and their relationship was really cute. I really liked that. And he had promised her that he would not let her die without getting a kiss. And so he's like, okay, if I think we're about to die, then I'll kiss you. So they're on the roof during the wedding before they managed to escape. Sybil was up there, and she had been on the ramp again. And so they had to have a battle there. And during it, he's like, okay, now it's time for the kiss. And I was like, oh, that's so sweet. He remembered, because it's so, like, I like Thorn and Cress. She's really cool. And then the relationship was so cute through the whole thing. And then they end up like winning eventually, but they had a really sweet kiss. And then Cinder uses her glamour to torture Sybil, like her mind goes crazy, and then she pitches herself off the building, which I was really happy about because I hated her, so I was really happy that she died. I hope Lavanna follows too. So, and then Scarlet on Cinder, like, she was being basically tortured by that boy practicing his lunar gift on her, which was really creepy. All the scenes of Scarlet were just really creepy. It's like one of them where she was talking to the queen and they made her cut off her pinky. And then she was in the cage, and Princess Winter had come in there, which is what the next book is called. So the next book is going to be about her. And she was like crazy because she hadn't used her lunar gift well, she said she hadn't used it since she was 12, so I'm assuming probably like 4 or 5 years maybe since she had last used it. So she was kind of crazy, and she was like, we'll be friends, I promise. And then she's like, okay, you're completely crazy. And then she ends up giving her candy that ends up taking away the pain from her pinky, because she had been hurt. So Winter is going to, I guess, the next book's going to be about her, which I can't wait to read about, because I want to know more about her, since she's kind of really, I don't know, I want to see how the Snow White thing plays out. So, yeah, back. And then Ikkyo, Thorn had gotten her an android body, a really lifelike one, so she had a body again, and it was really awesome. It was fun because you got to see from her point of view when they were infiltrating the wedding, and it showed her, and she was like talking to the Andrew. She's like, we could have been sisters in another life, but I need your clothes. And so they got that, and it was really cool because she was able to help them too, and she had a body all of her own. And then during the Wolf fight, she had gone on Wolf's back, and Wolf had broken her new body. And I was like, no, Ikio, you had just gotten a new body, and then you broke it. But luckily, she managed to be able to fix her. Cinder managed to fix her when they were back on the Rampion. It was funny because when Kai walked in when they was trying to find her, she was like, oh, don't let him see me, don't let him see me. And so she hid, and she like ran out when he wasn't looking. He's like, okay, go with them. She's like, is Kai looking? And she's like, Cinder's like, no, he's not looking. And he's like, he's not looking, and looked at Kai. He like looked at the ceiling, and then she like ran with Cress and Thorn away, which is really funny. I really hope in the next book that that Thorn gets his eyesight back, because you know he really needs it back. So, and then at the end of it ended with the newsfeed, because when Kai and her were kissing, she got a newsfeed thing in the corner that the town that she had been at, the citizens had all been murdered, along with the military that were there by Lavanna. And so it was telling her that Lavanna was attacking everywhere, and she was like, and so it interrupted their kiss, and then now they have to deal with that as well as trying to figure out a way to get to Luna, which probably they're going to use Winter's help because she's a princess. And then Jason, he had been caught on board, because he was like, when he first left, he's like, I still have my princess, and you know, you think he was talking about Cinder, but he was talking about Winter. So he's going to somehow with that. And then he had been taken off board, thankfully, because he was really annoying. I didn't like him that much. So, and so they're going to have to find a way to figure out how to defeat Lavanna. So she should stop. It's because she's assaulting the whole world. And she's fighting everywhere. She's going to have to figure out how to stop that in the next book. And then they're going to have to get Scarlet off of Luna. And Wolf, hopefully, will be better. Because right now he's kind of like depressed about everything. You could tell by kind of how he's acting. He's a lot less like energetic like he normally is. And then, oh, and when they're in the desert, it's really cute seeing Cress and Thorn like play like wife and husband. That was really cute as well. I really like that too. But anyways, this book is really good, so can't wait for the next one. Make sure to comment your opinions down below, and like and subscribe.